Hello and welcome back to Danganronpa another. On our last episode, we finished chapter 4 and Best Girl died and it was very depressing for me. And now we're starting chapter 5. It was a little complicated to how like chapter 5 starts up. There's like all this like bypass stuff you need to do, which it took me like a hot minute to figure that out, but I figured it out, and that's why we're in this like very random area. It didn't really give me much of a choice to like, you know, go anywhere. So this is where it starts. Okay, so just ignore Monokuma for a minute as I do my like usual housekeeping. Yeah, Best Girl died. I had to do that whole recording twice and it was terrible, and from this point out I am going to be so careful about making sure that my mic is on and my other thing is on. I fixed the issue I was having before where it was like all the audio just wasn't recording in the game. I fixed that. That's never gonna be an issue again, because that was just like I was using a Bluetooth device and it was just sometimes not like registering that. So I'm using wired headphones I bought at like the grocery store, and that's worked since I bought that. So that's never gonna be an issue again. I just have to like double check my Audacity now every time, like, and do a couple like hellos just to make sure it's actually recording. So we shouldn't run into that again. Hopefully not. All right. Let's start chapter 5. Oh, other thing. I'm gonna try to bulk record these as much as possible. My schedule is going to be absolutely insane starting early June. I'm just gonna have like no free time. I already know. I'm prepared for this. I'm starting grad school then. So I'm trying to get as much of these done so that I don't have to skip any more weeks like I did. Basically skip all of April. All right, let's get into it. This text box is different. This text box is different. That's okay. Okay. Oh, well, very nice. I'm very shocked by this surprise, right? That's right, there's a new character. I have to think of a voice for him. Oof. Okay. Kisaragi, who is also a freshman in Hope Speak Academy, the same as you, but due to some circumstances, he joined late, so let it go. Yamato? Mikako-chan? Do you know him? Hey, Mikako-chan, why did you turn so blue? Who are you? Mekaru. I'm asking who he is. The guy called a transfer student. He just doesn't talk. The transfer student that no one expected. A new character appeared in this place that started with only 15 people, including myself. That alone was enough to confuse our heads. A character named Yamato Kisaragi, looking at us with a quiet smile. Mekaru had a fierce stare at him, and waited for him to open his mouth. And when he finally did... Oh god, okay. Is he cutesy? Mato. No, that's literally a Kane's voice. No. Okay. I guess. God, I don't know what to give him. Mato to your heart. Everyone's idol is Yamato Kisaragi. Kind of going for like Sasuke, but like lower pitched, like a male version. I was like, what the actual F is with this dude? Was that okay? Nah, too ordinary. Seems like I was a little bit bored there. What? What are you saying? Are you crazy? This is a joke. Thanks to you, I just made an embarrassing face. Good lord, I'll throw up. I love her. I'm so sorry. Huh? I'm sorry. God, don't let me die. I have sinned, but just forgive me from dying. He is weird. He is really odd. The first words that came out of Kisaragi's mouth were a hilarious joke, but that only seemed awkward by anyone, but soon we realized that his condition was somewhat weird. Yeah, we noticed that. I noticed that. Oh, hey you! I've already bullied you for how long? I told you to get along with them.
Kisaragi-kun is a kid with a soft heart, even though he seems like that. Well, excluding that Kisaragi-kun, there's a little bit of an abnormality on his own brain. It should be said that their mind is a little off the shelf. It's not normal for him to be like that, after all.
I am called Mato. Yo, yo. Are you worried about me? I don't see anything bad here. There's something wrong with his brain? That doesn't matter. I don't care if this kid is a genius or a lunatic. Now, the important thing is the existence of this being. We know that there's been 15 freshmen at Hope's Peak Academy this year. We haven't had anything like the ultimate inventor. And it's not just that. It's a transfer student who suddenly appeared in the environment of this very Hope's Peak Academy, which it was blocked and sealed off from the outside. Meanwhile, Mekaru was speaking her complaints about how things were too rapid to get to understand Mekaru's words were being cut off by her. Yamatoni.
Kurokawa? What?
The reaction. You know him too. What's the difference here? Mikako Kurokawa. Kurokawa? Oh no! Mikako! Eh? Her ears are bleeding. It was in a single moment. Kurokawa's tears began to blend in bright blood. It began to ooze out of her eyes, nose, and ears like a fountain. Kurokawa? Hope she does not die. Ah, Mikako-chan. Kurokawa.
She's like walking on over like, hey, this is more than I expected.
What do you mean? It's as if you knew this, that if you showed Yamato Kisaragi in front of us, Mikako Kurokawa would pass out.
Well, no, don't you all want to know?
What do I do? What can I do? The blood doesn't stop. Monica, what are you doing? Your role should be to cure a student when they're injured in an accident. Like you did with Kinjo.
Why should I?
What?
It isn't exactly an unfortunate accident. She just rather die like this. It's like, whoops, she's done too many emotional expressions. How are you supposed to take care of them in the first place, huh?
I don't know.
Well, I don't know, so I'll leave it to you.
What the heck?
Well, either way, Kisaragi-kun, come this way.
Yes, teacher.
Here's Kisaragi-kun's handbook. Be careful not to lose it.
Ah, thank you. I'll do it. I'll cherish this.
I've explained to you roughly everything about living in here, remember? And try to get along with your friends.
Okay.
You guys get along with Kisaragi-kun. Kisaragi-kun's information has been added to your handbooks, so if you're curious, you can look at it.
Monokuma, wait a... he's gone. Damn it, my friend is bleeding and she's collapsed in front of my eyes. Even with that pretense of wanting someone to die, this Monokuma. I can never forgive someone like that. What should we do? What should I... Mikako-chan, please wake up.
Even if you ask me.
You guys, stop blinking, hurry up and support the other side. Mekaru? You, the transfer student. I'm so full of things that I want to say, but right now the first thing is me to save Mikako Kurokawa. Because I have a lot to hear from this woman. It'll be difficult if she dies now.
Yeah, let's move to the infirmary first. It's on the first floor, so the location is close.
We decided to pick up the unconscious Kurokawa and take her to the infirmary. In the meantime, the revelation of Kisaragi, the transfer student who doesn't even blink, even though a person is bleeding and collapsed, seemed like a creepy person. Maybe he's not a person, maybe he's like a robot. I mean, Kibo's a robot. Ooh, despair eclipse. Hope never falls to despair. I can't believe we're already in chapter 5. Yo, if Kinjo is gonna die, it's gonna be this chapter. It's always like the antagonist dies chapter 5, you know. I'm a little worried for him, especially because I haven't finished his free time events and I don't think I'll be allowed to because he's like being weird right now. Shoot. Oh, wait. I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to hang out with Kisaragi, but if I am, I may get out of having to ever spend time with Akane. Ha ha ha. After taking Kurokawa, who lost consciousness over massive bleeding, we went to the infirmary together for the first aid. Then we brought her to her private room, and then we immediately gathered at Mekaru's room. I sat in transfer student, and Kurokawa losing consciousness. Less than a day has passed since we decided to continue. Satsuki's will and defeat, the mastermind. We were so confused by the rapid change of situation. Mikako-chan, I'm sure she'll be okay.
Even Kurokawa was knocked down, and Kanjo isn't showing any reaction. The four of us are the only ones in this white school. It feels too unreal.
5. We're not in this room, but there's a guy running around outside. Kisaragi, you mean? Where's his room gonna be? I guess I'll have to go look later. Who is he? That person named Yamato Kisaragi.
The e-handbook really was updated.
Well, if you think about it, then simply, they would be the mastermind.
Ugh, the mastermind.
I think he's that person that was like in the cage a few chapters ago that we saw, and he's like, you can't die. But didn't Mekaru think that Kurokawa was the mastermind? I didn't know things were going to turn out like this. But that doesn't mean Mikako Kurokawa is also free from guilt. You saw it too, right? As soon as she saw that transfer student, she became anxious and shed tears. That's true. As soon as she saw him, she mentioned Yamato-ni. The most primary candidate is Yamato Kisaragi. At the same time, I can't stop being suspicious of Mikako Kurokawa, because we can't reach the conclusion that there's only one mastermind.
What? You mean it can't be only one mastermind?
The only thing I admire from you is your ignorance. Rather, didn't you think that the possibility of the mastermind's revenge was because of the character named Yamato Kisaragi appeared? That means... Are you saying that the mastermind, that it's mixed in our group, and the one behind it is hiding that controls everything? Right. Might is useful indeed. Think about it. There's a new creature called Monokuma in this planet. That means someone is controlling it. Wouldn't that explain that Mikako Kurokawa, who was with us, wasn't the one controlling it?
Yeah. But didn't Kisaragi and Monokuma move all the same in the gym a little while ago?
Wouldn't it be so funny if it was like Teruya is the mastermind? The most unexpected one. I do not think that he is, but that would be really funny. I'm not sure about that yet, but maybe they did something without our knowledge. It may have been a reserved operation, or because of the distance we did not see it. Even so, it means that he is not a trustworthy person. What is certain is that he's been on the sidelines ever since we got involved in this incident. Yeah, they didn't have anything to do with the mastermind. They can't come from outside the school either. Still, wouldn't it be better to talk directly with Kisaragi-kun than to be suspicious? We don't know what kind of person he is yet. Mikako-chan is the same. When she wakes up, let's talk calmly. I hate being suspicious like this. I don't suppose you guys think that a person named Kisaragi Yamato is just a mysterious figure that just popped up suddenly, do you?
What are you talking about?
Huh? Wait, do you have any information about Kisaragi-kun, Ray-chan? Please, for the love of God, help me. I don't think I can handle these fools by myself. I love how, like, I'm her bestie now. That makes me really happy. Oh, Akane, Tura, you saw it when we reported about the 3rd floor, right? The Hope Peak Academy graduation album? Graduation album? Kisaragi Hanzo was the name of the owner of the graduation album. It's too perfect to be a coincidence, isn't it?
Somehow when I heard that name, Kisaragi, I recall where it was, that album. I remember now.
I'm more curious as to how you can forget about such important information. And not only that, you guys, did you see the mark in the ballroom's arsenal? Mark? You mean that mark with the 2 moons overlapped in blue? Yes. I'd already heard it before, but that mark is the crest of the Kisaragi Foundation. It's not a widely known company to the general public, but it's a giant company. Plus, he was literally wearing it on his hat. Like, I noticed it immediately. He's wearing, like, that symbol. You'd think they would have made the connection. In the shadows, with a broad reach of high-tech science sector.
Kisaragi Foundation. Kisaragi. Oh, I remember. When I was younger, my father signed to sell robot vacuum cleaners. The source was from the Kisaragi Foundation.
Yeah, there's that way that people may know, although it is a company with a lot of secrets. As to whether it was controlling the mass media or not is unknown. Then Kisaragi-kun is from that big corporation family? If that's the case, it wouldn't be surprising, since the graduation album of Hanzo Kisaragi was discovered and the arsenal had the mark of the foundation. But just looking at this, doesn't it seem that there's some kind of relationship between the mastermind and the Kisaragi Foundation, which we are facing right now? That's right. And it turns out there's one more thing, Mekaru. There's a clue related to the Kisaragi Foundation. Is it really? Which one? At that time I couldn't say anything, but I found a picture of a person who looks like Yamato Kisaragi in the school's office while investigating the 4th floor. Yeah, that photo I found of Kinjo. As I had room to organize the situation, I began to think of it. The person in the picture that resembled Hanzo Kisaragi in the graduation album was Yamato Kisaragi, whom I met in person a while ago. Unfortunately, Kinjo has that picture right now. That's what Maida-kun has been talking about with Kinjo-kun in the school's office for a long time. Why don't you tell us right away then? Or right then, I guess. Well, I think I was a little confused back then. Well, things were happening and Kinjo himself told me to stay quiet and spoke some nonsense. Some nonsense. You've come to reveal it now, but Kinjo was also suspicious of Kurokawa. Kinjo hasn't seen Kisaragi yet, so I wonder if he'll keep thinking that way. Ah, well, he's that kind of guy. But right now, he's become a useless partner.
Then there are 3 clues related to Kisaragi in this large academy.
Yes, now, do you guys know the reason why I'm suspicious of Kisaragi Yamato? Mikako Kurokawa, who overreacted to Kisaragi, was suspicious for the same reason. I wish we could talk to him. You're tenacious. Well, do whatever you want. As I see it now, he's a guy with a broken head, so there's a high probability that there's nothing to talk about. What? Mekaru, where are you going? There's still a lot to organize with you guys. I have to move. It's about time that guy notices us.
Whoa, what are you all doing here?
Monokuma? What? I didn't want to see your face. Can you leave now?
No, but I was looking for you one by one because I couldn't see you anymore. I looked around the school. Wait, what's this? There's obviously nobody in this room on the surveillance camera, right?
Ugh.
No way, you guys haven't done anything to the surveillance camera, have you?
Huh, what is he saying now? Must have broken down. Are you trying to cover up your self-management mistakes with us? You really are a rotten piece of trash.
Breaking my heart with this sudden profanity. Well, anyway, Miss Mekaru makes sense. The facilities are old, so it's whatever.
The facilities are old. What does that mean? The facilities of Hope's Peak Academy shouldn't be that old, right?
Oh, that's... What was it? That was... Oh yeah, the switch room and the power room was also a little bad because the light's out, right? I guess that's what I mean. No, I don't know. I'm freaking out right now. I got worked up with the camera and I came here because I have something to tell you. Well, I think you already know if I don't say it, but the 5th floor of the school area is now open, so it's okay to research as much as you want.
Do what you like. The 4th floor was mostly locked classrooms anyways.
But for the 4th floor, if you compare it to the human body, it's a bit sensitive. Shall I say it's the shameful part of it?
What? Don't make strange comments.
Whose tire your face is blushing? Well, rest assured, the 5th floor is wide open. But, look so far, you'll need to be a little more prepared. It's also the top floor. You guys seem knocked down, so I thought it would be best for the last minute atmosphere.
What?
Are you prepared to reach the truth? Then go ahead. Think of it as a service for seeing you guys so motivated. I'll have to go and see the status of the camera. Bye.
What? We'll need to be prepared. He's probably just scaring for nothing.
Anyways, did you see it? So far, I was alone, and I didn't have much doubts because there were far more people back then. If 4 or 5 people suddenly disappear while the number of people is reduced as they are now, the likelihood of being caught will increase each time. We can't talk for a long time in my room because there's 1 or 2 limits that can let this slide on a basis like I just did. So what should we do? If it wasn't for the jamming in your room, it would all go into the ears of the mastermind. For now, let's talk briefly only when there is something we really need to say. I'll call you when you need it, so you guys act like you normally do. As usual, you're talking about eating in the morning together and not leaving our rooms at night, etc. Oh, right, we were doing that too. What does it matter? Let's just act together. Instead, I won't lock the door to my room and keep it open, so make sure you come in and out of my room from time to time. Suspicion will decrease the less time we gather. What was that for? What's with this stupid reaction? Do you hate it?
No, it's not like that, but it's a first. For someone like Mekaru to suggest that?
I knew Rei-chan is a good girl, even though she seemed to not care about us before. She really helped us a lot. Stop annoying me. I told you not to be mistaken because you and I are not friends. This is just cooperation. Don't try and cross the line with useless remarks. Cooperation means you can be a friend. Don't be so cold, Rei-chan. Shut it. I'll get rid of the jamming soon, so come out and go to the 5th floor to investigate.
Mekaru?
Rei-chan, did I make you upset? She's just shy, right? I mean, even if she says those things, saying that she will always keep her door open means that she trusts us that much.
Yeah, we're all ready to join forces and smack that mastermind right now. Let's follow Mekaru to the 5th floor and begin our investigation.
We're still riddled with mysteries, and there's a long way to go. I could feel that our hearts were united in this despair. Kinjo, Kurokawa, Kisaragi, Yamato. Okay, I'm not saying that. Their names all start with the same letter. The confusion was still the same, but we were filled with hope more than ever. I decided to go with everyone to investigate the 5th floor. He's been updated. Morning. Oh no, I don't have any gifts left. I guess I'll have to go to the Monomana machine eventually. It looks like everyone went to the 5th floor. I'll have to go investigate as well. Ah, Tim! Hello! Ah! The person standing on the way to the school entrance was Yamato Kisaragi, the mysterious figure who appeared a while ago. Hello there! You were Kisaragi? Nice to meet you. You haven't said anything since we've met here. I'm Yuki Maida. Ah! I don't like that. He's gonna punch me. Are you there, Kisaragi? Are you angry? I didn't mean to. What the? I don't like that. I'm afraid of him. That's creepy. What the? Tara's statement about having conversations certainly made sense, but I couldn't establish a proper communication, which is likely to be due to his brain state. No. He seemed to be angry with me more than anything else. At least when I saw him at the gym, he was messy? But I think he can speak. But why did he just stare at me and stutter? I don't know. Let's think about Kisaragi's issue later and start with the investigation on the 5th floor. Because it's a new place, we might be able to find something. And off we go. It looks like I'm gonna have to do a lot of pulling on the Monomana machine later today. Interesting. Time to go upstairs. Hey, Maida, wait. Oh, it's her. Mekaru, you didn't go to investigate the 5th floor? I stopped by the library because I had something to investigate. But then I found an important clue. An important clue? Do you remember there was a locked door in the back of the library? That door opened. Really? I thought Monokuma only said that the 5th floor was open. I don't understand why he didn't mention about the back door of the library, but there was a lot of interesting things inside. That area is open now, so go ahead and see for yourself. Okay, thank you, Mekaru. One word. Since both Akane and Teruya are in charge of the 5th floor without seeing this, why don't you tell them later? They both rushed over there without a second thought. I'll be heading to the 5th floor. You can tell them you're going there anyways. Wait, what? Mekaru? She just said Teruya and Akane, eh? She's really starting to become friendly with us. But I can't say this in front of her. Because she's a tsundere. Anyways, thanks to Mekaru, I now know that there's an open place besides the 5th floor. The door at the back of the library. I'll make sure to check it out later as well. I'll go right to now. Interesting. As Mekaru said, it really is open. The door behind the library. But what even is this place? The room inside the library had a very different atmosphere from the outside, and there were a few books here. But even those were all empty. There's only a half-open book left by Mekaru on this desk. There's nothing that stands out in particular, so this is all about the book. Is this the important clue Mekaru mentioned? It was a bit of a small book, and it looked portable. I decided to read only the part that could be read by picking up the notebook that had only the half of it left, as if someone else had torn it apart. I finally arrived here. For the time being, Will. By the way, this diary was still here. Well, it's just a few that come here. The days passed. Everyone can't hide their anxiety. They can't just say it. Since we can't get out of here, in the worst case, we could live here all of our lives, but it would be better than being. Quite a bit of time has passed. Now the mood is a bit more stable. I feel like it has become that way. However, I feel an unknown anxiety. Is this really it? The anxiety that I have has been growing more and more. I don't want to believe it, but if there's class among us, seems like we would be done since the moment we set foot in here. The suspects are them. They are suspicious. After that, the notebook was torn in half and couldn't be read anymore. What is this? A diary written by someone? Who wrote it? What's this content? We can't get out of this place. We might live here our whole lives. These words are like the same as we are right now. But other than that, I couldn't tell who wrote this diary for what reason. Mekaru must have read this diary. Rather than worrying myself, let's think about it with everyone later. Third floor. Why does that look like that? Is that normal? Is that normal? I don't know. I don't really think I need to go in here, but I'm like, was it like that before? Did we break that in like chapter 3? I don't actually remember. Oh my god. What the? Huh? As usual, I take the stairs to investigate a new place. Although a new place is opened, I could not connect it to the unusual landscape that soon came into my sight. This is the 5th floor? Terrible bloody scent. The ground and walls cracked. It was a terrible sight, as if this was a horrifying tragedy that had just happened here. You must be surprised, Maida. Mekaru. Well, who wouldn't get surprised to see this sight? Yeah, honestly, even I can't help but fight the smell. We will too, because the 5th floor is so far distinctly different from any other floor. It is different. If it's bloody like this... You idiot, the blood is already there, but look at the overall structure. It's not the same. Soon enough you'll notice. All the cracks? The structure? What is clear is that this is a very interesting place. Monokuma said we needed to be prepared. In order to see the 5th floor, means there must be something only in this floor. Well, let me look at it from the top to bottom. Don't be dazed and investigate. It's too abnormal. Ugh. The impression of blood and destruction is so intense that it's not very noticeable, but I should investigate first. First, let's go to the bathroom. This is somehow normal. Well, I get shot if I go in the girls' one. Yes. It's just like... I can't go past... For some reason, there's like a barrier. See, it's like I can't... Hello? Collection room. There's a small notebook on the desk. There was a notebook full of various articles clipped from the newspaper. Ah, it's Big Bane Monokuma, remember that? Plot point from Ultra Despair Girls, if anyone actually played that game. That game was so weird. I did not like that game. Big Bane Monokuma. Let's see, what article is this? Huh? Seeing the clipped articles, I couldn't hide my surprise. In the photos in the newspaper article, a gigantic Monokuma, a mob dressed with Monokuma costumes, were publicly revealed. What are these fishy contents? The world's most biggest desperate event in human history. According to the article, the world's situation went in jeopardy due to a sudden, simultaneous terrorist attacks all over the world. It was a crisis that should have never happened again in history. Huh, isn't it like early to be figuring this stuff out? This seems like chapter 6 stuff. Maida-kun, what's wrong? You look surprised. Akane, look at this. What, a newspaper? I don't really read the news that much. What is this? Monokuma? It seems to be called the most desperate event in human history. Akane, do you know? There's nothing, this absurd thing, no matter how much I read the article, if this had happened, it would have been an uproar on the news or the internet. And the date this event is said to have occurred is in the future? A future? What else does it say? It's literally the future. We were kidnapped at the entrance ceremony, so we seemed to remain here, and we must have passed roughly 2 weeks until today. The date written in this newspaper is 3 months from today? Really? How did this happen? Obviously, it was because of this school circumstance, so we entered a little earlier than the normal semester, right? Yeah, we didn't pay much attention to it because they mentioned the main class, which is not a preparatory department. It's a free atmosphere rather than a standard class. Schedules, we didn't really bother very much. Thinking about it, the date written in this paper is almost as close to the start of a normal semester. Well, I don't know what it means, but it doesn't make sense that a newspaper is from a future date. The contents of the newspaper are also unconventional, and the whole Monokuma aspect of it could be some fabrication, clearly. Yeah, I think so too. But maybe something strange happened here? Then, for now, let's talk about it with Rei-chan later. Rei-chan must know more things than we do, so she might be able to clear this something. Okay, then about this notebook. I'll have it. I can hand it to Rei-chan later, okay? The world's worst desperate event in human history. Why do I get this ominous feeling? These are all pictures of Kinjo on the wall. Oh no! Kisaragi Foundation first representative. Yusaku Kisaragi. Oh, interesting. Akane, you're here. Are you investigating? Yes, but... Look at this. Oh, he's kind of cute. What is this? Yamato Kisaragi, the 3rd president of the Kisaragi Foundation. Huh? It's not the same name or something like that, right? Wherever you look, this Kisaragi-kun we met is a former student, right? That's true. Oh, that might have been her talking, I didn't even notice. Oops. It's written as the Kisaragi Foundation that Mekuru mentioned first. I thought this was the principal's office at first. but when I looked closely, it said that it was the collection office. Principal's office? Or if it is the headmaster's office, it's already on the 4th floor. More than that, alternative room this room is. The 5th floor is all bloody and in terrible shape. It's a strange feeling. It feels like only the 5th floor is independent from Hope's Peak Academy. It turns out that Makaru, who I met a while ago, said the same thing. The 5th floor is very different from all the previous floors. There's also the fact that Kisaragi-kun's picture is hanging there. Seems like an important clue that shouldn't be overlooked. I agree with you there. Let's keep it in mind and continue investigating other places. There seems to be a lot of information on the 5th floor. Ugh, it's a bit difficult because of the smell of blood doesn't go away, but I'll try my best. It's like, yeah, there's like a barrier. I can't like... What'd you find, Mekaru? Ah, Mekaru, trying to investigate this room? Marda, no, I'd like to, but it's impossible. This room is locked. A lock? Are you saying it can't open? Just shush and come here. Do you see it? There's a password input panel. Password, not a normal lock.
Oh, this is Monokuma. Password, not a normal lock?
No, that's me talking. I don't know why it says Monokuma there. Moreover, Monokuma said there was nothing locked on the 5th floor. I am somehow Monokuma now.
Oh, that's not it. The record room has an auto-lock function, so I can't open it as I like.
Monokuma. Hey, is it important enough that it needs an auto lock?
No, wait, it's not like that.
What on earth happened on the 5th floor anyway? What the hell is this?
Oh, isn't it your job to figure that out? I'm glad you like it. This place is specifically left as it was at the time.
As it was at the time?
No, I read my mouth too much. I don't know, so figure it out yourself. Anyway, the door to the record room will open once you enter the password, got it? Oh, and one more thing. For the record, only one person can go in. If someone is already inside, it won't open even if you enter the password correctly.
Why does such a pain in the ass system exist?
Well, the recording room itself is a single room. I can't do anything with this because it checks the heart rate of the person inside and restricts access.
Then what if more than one person enter at the same time?
That's impossible too. The sensor at the entrance will activate and secondary bulkhead doors will block the entry. Well, you guys don't know the password, so this is useless information anyways.
Okay, bye. That was not helpful as usual. Well, of course. Marta, you don't know the password either. It doesn't matter. Even if it wasn't specifically the rec room, there are still interesting clues in the other rooms as well. Let's continue the investigation by being open-minded. Once the investigation is over, I'll call you, so you better do a good investigation report. Yeah, it should be fine. By the way, Mekaru, you are often disgusted at gatherings and reporting investigations. It's rather funny to see you asked to report our investigation. Seeing that you won't stop talking means you don't want to investigate. Okay, sure, let's not do it. I was just joking. Sorry. Oh yeah, I was also joking too. Sorry, go ahead and investigate. Seriously, Mekaru has no openings. I just got a reverse beating. But in the past, she would have been angry. I guess taking a joke with a joke is a little better. So yeah. Lock seems we can only open it by entering the password. One F laboratory caution when walking. Oh, I can look at this. But it's not important. Okay, let's go in here. He's in there. I'm gonna wait a minute in case there's something over here. Okay, there is. I love this is just like a little kitchen. There's some dishes, there's a little stove.
You work here now?
Tyria, the 5th floor is.
Did you see it? No. Even what's seen or sleeping in this room right now is... I can't even guess what just happened here. It's like a terrorism event just ended. According to the tag on the door of this room, it's called the parlor. I'm investigating what I can.
By the way, Tyria, are you okay?
Oh, what do you mean about being okay?
Well, it's bloody everywhere. I think it's... I feel like the scale of our situation is getting bigger and bigger non-stop. I'm kind of saying this now, but Turi was always very weak against these things. That, I must say you were timid.
Ooh, you sure knows how to talk, saying all these things in front of me, surprisingly. You are correct. Honestly, the 5th floor is jagged enough that I would never imagine this bloody scent that just keeps hitting your nose. I just want to throw this investigation and run away like a coward. But we made a promise to Satsuki. We vowed not to run away anymore. And these goggles, Haruhiko's goggles, are giving me strength. It's scary and I want to run away from everything, but every time I think about that, I think about them too. It's kind of funny when I say this, but I'm more serious than ever. No.
No, I can see your destination clearly. I'm sorry for calling you a coward. To be honest, I'm probably more of a coward.
Well, I don't mind. At least it's not a bad thing to say. Well then, I'm going to continue investigating the parlor more. Is Maida going to investigate here too?
Oh, I'll go somewhere else. I'll leave the parlor to you.
Okay, I hope you find something too.
Everyone is growing up. Akane surpassed Ayumi's death, and Mekuru also began to acknowledge and cooperate with us. Juria also became mentally strong in the sense of Haruhiko's redemption. Even though Kinjo fainted from the shock, he too began to realize his twisted values, not to mention Haruhiko and Satsuki, who threw away their lives to save us. But what about me? Am I growing? Somehow it feels like everyone is moving away. It's like I'm the only one stuck in one place on my own. No, why am I suddenly immersed in this state of futile inferiority? I'm struggling as far as I can to defeat the mastermind alongside everyone else. That's the only action to think and act right now. What's this door? They said that the 5th floor is the top floor, so it doesn't seem like it would go anywhere. Is it the rooftop? It's locked. Damn, it's locked. Monokuma, he might have lied saying that the 5th floor was all open. Still, I feel something is off about this door. There seems to be something really important behind this. I wonder. It's suspicious, but I don't have many options right now, so it's a waste to worry about. Let's leave it alone for now. What else is there left to check? Good. It seems like I've gotten everything on this floor. Oh, that was a hallway. I was stupid. Mekuru, you came here? What happened? What's wrong? This room is disturbingly deep. It's not similar to compare to a small shop. Mekuru did not speak anymore. What the hell is this place? It said it was a laboratory? No matter where I looked, there were some kind of incubators and blood everywhere. It was an unpleasant place. I have to investigate. Starting from those weird capsules. What is this thing? Some of them have lights as red and some of them have as green. Amidst the unpleasant metal-like capsules lined up while checking one of them, I found a familiar name on the front of the box. Ayame Hatano. Oh, is this the morgue? Ugh. What is Hatano? Why is the name of the dead Hatano? Hatano's name suddenly appeared. No, isn't this really out of place? Suddenly I got a horrifying feeling and noticed that there were only 16 capsules, and I ran to the one next to it. Higa Mitsuhiro. Mitch's name. Hatano and Mitch. All of them were friends who died after being executed by Monokuma. No way, this wouldn't be. What's inside these capsules? It was only after checking the status of the 3rd capsule I could realize what my sinister premonition was true. Yuki Maeda. Oh, that's so creepy. My name. And a green light. Swallowing my spit, I pushed open the capsule with my name on it. It's empty. Looking at the 16 capsules, some of them were lit up, some of them had green lights on. In addition, a mark was written on the front of the capsule with a red light next to the name, and a mark, symbol, was written on the front of the doors with the green light. Counting the numbers, there were 9 red lights and 7 green lights. The names of the green light capsules were Yuki Maeda, Akane Taira, Tsurugi Kinjo, Rei Mekuru, Mikako Kurokawa, Chiruya Otsuri, Yamato Kisaragi. All of the living ones. Oh. If that's it, then. And the other ones. No way, they can't be.
Yes, they can, Maida-kun. It's exactly what Maida-kun is thinking.
Monokuma, you did this.
Yeah, this lab is placed all the bodies of the people who've died so far. Even though it's not really a morgue, it would suit for one. These are all made for each one of you. You can open the capsule at any time, so if you miss the faces of your dead friends, take them out and see them. Although you'll be punished severely for corpse damage, so try to appreciate it as much as possible, okay? You shouldn't touch a museum, but only use your eyes.
How do you do this? This is terrible. You're insane. According to what Monokuma says, there are really my dead friends inside these capsules in front of me. I know that, but how can I understand this? How can you convince yourself of this insane action?
Oh, you don't believe me? Then wait a minute. I'll take one and show it to you.
Wait, stop it. Enough.
Just stay still. It's a little grotesque, so why not just use Maki's corpse with the damaged body, okay?
Stop! Ugh.
How about it? It's been such a long time. Is it nice to meet each other again?
Maki, how could you? Despite my refusal, he opened the capsule without hesitation and Monokuma pulled out Maki's body. At the same time, my anger flowed inside, but my body couldn't react to anything because of the insane and abnormal situation.
Oh, sorry. You know the degree of damage was small. It's been quite some time since they started to decay. It's been corrupted a lot, huh? It's a bit disgusting, but you can endure it, right? The power of your friendship is stronger, right?
Damn you! Damn you! That's what Death Note like says that all the time. Damn him! Damn L! That's what I thought of.
Oh yeah, the smell of rotten flesh is bad for your health, so I'll put this away. If the ultimate sharpshooter who struggled like that eventually became like this,
Oh, so creepy.
Well, why are you overreacting so much? It's a corpse, you see plenty already.
Shut up! Why the hell? What's the reason for showing me this?
What's the reason? What else is there other than to make you guys despair?
What?
You guys were the ones who started after the class trial yesterday. That you will reveal my identity and try to punish me. I'm just playing my opposition. Accordingly, see? Ho ho ho! It's often in boys' comic books, right? When the protagonist powers up and announces a decisive showdown, the villain also powers up accordingly to drive the protagonist even more desperate. It's the same.
Damn it, such a terrible thing.
Well, no matter how far you go, I wonder if you can reach the truth, let alone my identity. I'm hopelessly bored, waiting still. For reference, that desperate expression and almost vomiting was very good. It was nice. Show for me. It's for someone. It was a nice show for me to someone like Maida-kun. So, come on.
Damn it. Stop joking around. What despair. I'll never forgive you. Monokuma does outrageous and inhumane acts. I have to get back on track and continue to investigate new areas. I think I've been around all the new places. I decided to move to the dormitory at once. Ugh, that's gross. After roughly completing the investigation of the newly opened places, we decided to gather at the dining hall as usual to report on the investigation according to Mekuru's proposal. Now let me hear what everyone has investigated.
Well, this is the first time I reported being only conducted by 4 people. There are only 4 of us in this giant room.
It can't be helped. Kencho and Kurokawa are unconscious. Kisaragi is off topic. Hey, but is it really necessary to report on the investigation here? That is, well, the eyes and ears are open. Akane glanced at the surveillance camera and blurted out her words. I think I know what she wants to say. It would only mean that our report of the investigation could be comfortably in Mekuru's room, which is not affected by surveillance cameras. No, you guys have been doing reports in the dining hall so far, haven't you? Then you better do what you've been doing. And I said this, didn't I? You can't stay in that place for long. I said I'll call when we really need it. Until then, do as usual. Although, I'll praise you for not saying anything there without thinking. Honestly, you guys were dubious about your lightness in your words, but now you're doing very good. Yes, thanks. Wow, I was praised by Ray-chan. You look like a real teacher.
She is not just a real teacher, right? An ultimate little professor, too.
Please don't make the same sounds as Maida. Anyways, let's begin the investigation report. As you know, we've investigated it. The 5th floor was uniquely different, even within a different atmosphere of the school.
Yeah, the first thing I discovered was the terrible bloodstains spreading across the 5th floor and the signs of destruction.
I can't even guess what happened in there. I don't think the corridor was originally like that. Is it something like a terrorist event happening at Hope's Peak Academy? Because when the 2nd floor was opened, there was a notice in the library that the doors to Hope's Peak would be closed.
If there was that, then the serious problem mentioned in the notice is what was left on the 5th floor.
Wait, that doesn't make sense. When we entered Hope's Peak Academy, there was no notice that Hope's Peak was closing, and the 5th floor should have been fine. Actually, I have a guess about that problem. But I won't talk about it here, so we'll call you later. For now, let's skip this and start with something else. Well, the rooms on the 5th floor were parlor, collection room, record room, and laboratory. There were 4 rooms in total.
I checked the parlor room, like the kitchen and the dormitory. They were cooking utensils, like a gas stove or kitchen knives, so it seems possible to cook in there. Of course, the whole room is covered in blood, so no one would want to cook in a place like that.
I examined the collection room. Like Otsuri-kun said, it was bloody in there. Well, there was something. There was a picture of him. Him. The 3rd president of the Kisaragi Foundation, Yamato Kisaragi. The picture of Kisaragi was hung in the frame of the wall like that. Is that so? That's not all. Next to it were the pictures of people named Yusaku Kisaragi and Hanzo Kisaragi, saying they were the 1st and 2nd representatives.
The Kisaragi Hanzo, isn't that the owner of the Graduation album?
Yes, the 1st representative, Yusaku, was also... It is clear that there was something related to the Kisaragi Foundation and Hope's Peak Academy. No, wait. Yamato Kisaragi was the 3rd representative. The Kisaragi Foundation couldn't change their representatives so quickly. What time frame would this be? It would have been Kisaragi Hanzo at the day of the entrance ceremony. No, this can't be either. Rai-chan, what's wrong? Never mind. Say what else? Other than that, in the collection room, Akane, there were those. The newspaper clippings. Oh, that's right. Guys, there was something very suspicious, but we had a clue that seemed promising. Look at this. What is this? Look at the contents of it. Looks like a notebook someone cut out and scrapped the newspaper's articles.
Ugh, what is this? Monokuma?
The worst desperate event in human history? Ha! What kind of joke is this? Well, we don't know either. It was on the desk of the collection room. As it's written here, it seems that there's been an exponential increase in mobs around the entire world, and we're rioting in each country. Don't be ridiculous. This would have reached the army if that were the case. Where were they?
If you look at this paragraph, there has been a reactionary molecule or key people among the mob that's responsible for the events of the disaster, so the response team in the event is not under any control due to the reactionary molecules that have been stained by the mobs. This is...
The epicenter of this riot is called Hope's Peak Academy. Stupid.
But I don't know about such an event. We don't, right? I mean, this massive terror cannot happen in just a few weeks like we are.
That's true. Maybe it was Monokuma's manipulation. Honestly, it's not even real. That's a giant Monokuma destroying a building.
Big Bang Monokuma.
It's not even science fiction movie. It's also too absurd, but it's not that there's only the possibility of manipulation. According to this newspaper, the worst desperate event in human history of mankind has occurred in the future. In the future? It must have been about 2 weeks since we were here. The entrance ceremony. But even calculating from that time, there's still a few months left until the date written in the newspaper.
Then what is it? It's not like the newspaper flew in from the future in a time machine.
I also heard Maida-kun's words and thought that this could only be a manipulation. But I don't know why it makes such an elaborate operation. If you think about it, it's obvious that all the videos of the first motive to be manipulated, so there's nothing to be surprised about now, right? Future. 5th floor, Hope's Peak Academy, 3rd generation representative. As expected, I'm convinced that at this moment... Mekaru, what's wrong? No, I'll tell you later. Give me that notebook, I'll handle it. Oh, okay. Yeah, for now, put all suspicious things on hold. What's next? Did you find anything else?
Well, maybe it's for the best, but Mekaru, aren't you overlining too roughly? Of course I think it's a manipulation, but I think we should put more thought into it more.
Mekaru made a stare at Juria without saying anything, and raised her head towards the camera.
Oh yeah, then it's better to leave the complicated thinking aside. Let's continue the investigation report.
Well, I mainly investigated the collection room and hallway.
Well, it was a place called the record room. What's going on there?
Record room, I couldn't enter. The door was locked with a password input device. So, if you don't know the password, the door won't open.
Ugh, that sounds very important.
And what about the lab? Did anyone search the lab? What, Rachel and Maida-kun? You two were silent all of a sudden. Don't be alarmed and listen. It's something we learned while searching the lab. There were 16 capsules in the lab. In those capsules were the bodies of people who have died so far inside. What? Huh? Did I hear something wrong just now? Are you deaf? It's bodies. Of the 15 of us, there are 16 capsules, including Yamato Kisaragi's, and the dead ones have their bodies stored inside them.
Well, sure, this is just nonsense. A real corpse?
I know it sounds like it's crazy, but it's true. Monokuma took out Maki's body and showed me. That's so horrible. How can you do that to humans? Yeah, I'll admit that's twisted. Well, when was Monokuma not insane anyway? Anyways, in the case of the people who are still alive, a green light is on the capsule.
That means if we die in the future, we'll be in that capsule?
Yeah. That's crazy. I can't forgive him for harassing people who have already died. Yes, it's better if you get more fighting spirit, risen further to aspire more to looking for more clues. Unfortunately, the lab had nothing else to be discovered except that insane site.
And then that's everything from the 5th floor compared to the previous one. I guess the progress was somewhat better.
There's another door at the end of the 5th floor, but it was also locked. No, but isn't that weird? The 5th floor is mentioned to be wide open by Monokuma, but there are 2 places locked. It's wrong to believe what he says in the first place. Looking at your priorities right now, you don't know anything about the library either.
Suddenly the library came up.
Oh, that's right. There was a locked door behind the library that was also open there. Yes, I told Maida. It's the way you heard it. The inside of the door was a small solitary room, similar to the 5th floor. Flower pots are broken. Even if there's a bookshelf, all the books are gone or damaged. But I found something interesting in it. Interesting? It was only half torn, but it was a diary written by someone, like a small notebook. Why don't interrupt my words. Sorry. Anyways, the contents of the diary are like this. We barely arrived here. For the time being, Will. Also, this diary was still here. Well, there are only a few who come here now. A day has passed. Everyone can't hide their anxiety, but they can't help it. We can't get out of this place. In the worst case, we could live here forever. But it would be better then. Quite a bit of time has passed. Now the mood is somewhat calming. However, I feel an anxiety. Is this really it? The anxiety that I felt inside was getting bigger and bigger. I didn't want to believe it, but if there's class among us, from the moment we entered, then we're finished. The suspects are them. They are suspicious. That's what it said.
Was that weird? I don't even know what they're talking about.
It's no wonder that you don't understand, because you're an idiot with no way to salvation. Some of the letters are blurred out, and the black part is not torn, but this alone gives you a great clue, doesn't it?
A clue?
That we might live here our whole life if we can't get out. Doesn't it feel similar to our situation? Well, there's that too, but I'm not sure about the person who wrote it was the same position, like in the same position as us. But it's a bit different from us when they say we barely arrived. And it wasn't written that long ago because of the dust on the paper and dry ink. I mean, it may be a little different, but it was written by a person in this building. And then I'll ask at this point, if there's a person who wrote this article, out of the 16 of us, including Yamato Kisaragi, who would it be?
Well, would it be possible to find out by doing a handwriting survey?
That method won't work with our dead friends, and we already know the person who wrote in this diary is one of the current people alive. No, the handwriting check is bullshit. But Maido's right. The person who wrote this article is one of the currently alive people. How can you be so sure? It's a guess, but from the nuances of the first paragraph, the author was not the first person to arrive here. But we were the ones to attend Speak Academy for the first time. Except for one person. The one who is unidentified and sure enough to hang a photo in this building. You don't mean Kisaragi? It's most likely that guy. Or Mikako Kirikawa. Why Mikako-chan? In here. That's all I can tell you in this place right now. Other than that, there were no other clues. Mikuru quickly noticed the surveillance camera and hurriedly terminated her speech.
Right. But we're in trouble. We found out very little.
No, we didn't have a clue before, but we have found a lot. There's a huge fact, too. Really? That's Ray-chan for you. Well, this is also a fact that I realized after investigating with you guys. In that aspect, you have my gratitude. Thank you. And then she leaves. I like how long it takes them for to, like, walk her all the way around the table and then out the door. Mekaru, where are you suddenly going? What about the investigation report? What is it? Aren't we done reporting? This is all I can tell you in this place right now. I'll call you later, so do your usual stuff. She's gone. We've gotten a lot closer since Ray-chan said she was going to be with us, but it seems like she's reluctant to be with us somewhere in her mind.
Still, where does Meguru want to do this? Let's think better.
Right, everyone noticed what Meguru was trying to say? Yes, now Ray-chan is more dependent, so let's follow Ray-chan's words.
Yeah, then we have to go directly to that newly opened library room.
I'll go around and investigate. Let's behave as Meguru suggested. Yeah, but something bothers me a little. What's wrong, Akane? No, it's just, I'm worried about Kinjo-kun and Mikako-chan.
Well, that's one thing, but now that the first aid has been done, we have no choice but to wait for them to recover.
That's true for Kurokawa, but is Kinjo not awake? The day's already passed.
Yeah, but that's for granted. If Kinjo-kun was awake, he would have been severely punished because he didn't come out while introducing Kisaragi-kun.
Monokuma.
Go away, we never called you.
Whoa, easy, I just came to answer Maida-kun anyway. One more thing about Kinjo-kun. I haven't seen any sense of him waking up or any shocks at all.
Ugh, it's gone.
Still, after listening to Monokuma, it makes sense. If Kinjo had been awake, he would have heard Monokuma's call and came to the gym because if we don't follow, we get punished.
That's more worrying though. Kinjo-kun, I haven't seen any signs of him waking up.
Honestly, when he was in the ballroom and then waking up to do stuff like this, I'd rather want him to be fainted like this.
No, I believe that if you were Kinjo, you'll surely realize your wrong values and wake up. Yeah, I feel the same way, and it's best to join forces with Kinjo and get out of here, right?
I was just joking. Alright then, let's move.
Mekaru realized something due to the newly discovered clues on the 5th floor. Thanks to the surveillance camera, it was hard to talk right now, so for now, let's spend time investigating as usual until Mekaru calls us. Oh, come to think of it, I also decided to talk to Kisaragi as well. Before we investigate, I should probably properly talk to him. We couldn't communicate well, but I think he's still in the dormitories. Let's find him. Okay, I think this is probably the best place to stop this episode. it's going to be a little bit goofy in the the final recording because I noticed a little bit ago that I ran out of storage space, so it just straight up stopped recording during the investigation report. It was like only for like a minute or two. It should be an easy fix, and I deleted a bunch of files, so we should be fine in the future. But that's very annoying that happened. It's like every technological issue I've had with this stupid Let's Play. But yeah, interesting stuff. I feel like a lot of the stuff is like, you know, chapter 6 material, so I'm curious how chapter 6 is gonna go when we get to that. Very interesting. Kisaragi's just kind of a little freak. And I really hope that Kinjo wakes up soon, you know? It seems like everyone's gotten character development but him, and I kind of hope he does. With that being said, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you did like it, and leave a comment. I do read every comment, and I love getting comments. And subscribe if you haven't. It really helps me out. And I hope you're having a wonderful day or night or whatever time it is, day where you are when you are watching this. I hope it's fantastic. And I will see you in the next episode when I assume we're going to be doing free time events with Teruya. All right. Later.